Hello, I am Gepwin, and welcome back to Kerbal Kolonize. I finally figured out a name for this stupid series. Anyway, I fixed a couple of things. Stack life support should now actually be functioning. See, I've got the actual tab now. For some reason, the version that I got wasn't fully updated, so that's a thing. Also installed extraplanetary launch pads just to see if that's working stably, which I hope so. Whoa, that was a weird noise. Should be, anyway. But we've got a lot of options, none of which we have at the moment. Septron can't be the first part to put down. Yeah. We don't have a lot now. We've got some winglets. We've got all of our fuel thingies, which are no longer doing that fly at the screen thing since I fixed the mod. That's nice. So we've got water containers, food containers, all kinds of containers. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Also, we got this thing that I don't think I can keep from popping up. I don't want it to pop up yet because I don't care really how much things are going to cost to build yet. And we still just have the goo. So, we're going to do a manned mission because it's our only option. I'm going to give you a parachute to get back down. Don't have to worry about money anymore, which is so nice. I know I want to do a full career mode playthrough, but it's just so not working. Yeah, I'd rather do a playthrough where I can actually commence what I'm trying to do. Now, I could have sworn that I unlocked solar panels, but apparently I have yet to unlock solar panels, which means we can't do a full moon flyby. So I need to decide what to do. Maybe we'll go over to the nearby biome. Maybe we'll just fly up a lot, do like a mountain biome or something. Or what if we try to get into a 90-degree orbit and land on the South Pole? Because I've never actually been to the South Pole. I've been to the North Pole once, but I haven't been to the South Pole. That sounds kind of fun. Have I gotten... I got radial decouplers too. So we're going to be wasteful. You know what? I know part of this is kind of continuing the Fuel Crisis series. Like, sort of. We're not being as strict, but eventually we're going to have the mines and we're going to be transitioning away from fuel and more into the other kind of fuel, because this mod actually lets you do that. But I've been playing, you know, kind of Fuel Crisis things and some career mode things and stuff for a while now. Off camera, on camera, etc. And I've gotten so tired of not being able to build gratuitously wasteful rockets. So that's what we're going to do now, is we're going to build a gratuitously wasteful rocket. And hopefully that'll be enough to get us to the North Pole and get some science. Or South Pole, rather. We'll get to the South Pole and get some science. You know what? Let's actually bring 3 of these. Let's bring 3 of these. I don't think I actually have ladders invented yet. Do I? No, no ladders yet. Alright, so the guy is not going to be able to get out. Let's get some landing legs for him. Landing legs, got 3 goo containers, so we can take science from a couple of different places, even though it's not going to matter as much. Then some radial decouplers onto these. And we'll use something wasteful, like solid fuel boosters. These big solid fuel boosters that shouldn't be attached to those, but they are. So, yaha! Take that, science. And then we'll use some Septrons here just to make sure that they can leave correctly without breaking things. Because I don't want them to break my rocket. Again, I'm going to be doing this completely hands-off-ish. I'm going to start the rocket on its path, and then let MechJeb handle everything else, because I'm being lazy like that. I'm going to attach these a little lower, because I don't like the way that they're almost clipping into stuff. Alright, let's call this the... let's get another crew member in here. Let's send a scientist. Only scientists go to the poles. So we'll send John Turi Kerman. Being careful with the main 3 because they have important duties to attend to on some of the colonies later, and I don't have respawnable crew turned on. Speaking of, let's just make sure we should have enough. Let's make sure that we've got enough electricity. And let's add a little bit extra food and water. Alright. We're not going to be out of the atmosphere for that long, so it shouldn't be too bad on the oxygen, but let's make sure we have enough food and water. Alright, staging. Got these ones. I need these to fire. I need these Separatrons to fire at the same time as these things. Where are all these? Sepratron. No, that's a main rocket. That's a main rocket. That's the Separatrons. That's the Separatrons. That's those two main rockets, that's those main rockets. So all these should be Separatrons. I want this to go off at the same time as the main rockets. Then I want the parachutes to be on a separate one from these. That should be right. Yeah, I've got main rockets, and then all these are Separatrons. I wish Separatrons had a different symbol in here. Alright, let's get to the North Pole. Or South Pole and get us some tasty science! Polar Explorer. Explorer. Yeah, it's funny because words. Well, as much as I wish that I had some... I'm going to take this up to 80. I didn't take anything up to 100. Orbit inclination should be 90 degrees. That will get us into a polar orbit, which is where I want to be. Exactly where I want to be. I want to land on the pole. Now, I wish I had some scanning equipment so we could scan the planet if we're going to be in a polar orbit, but we do not. So, engage autopilot and let the computer take over from here. So, I really hope that this goes according to plan, because the computer makes me nervous. Like I said in the last episode, if you missed it, I'm using MechJeb, but I decided since we're using MechJeb for everything, I'm going to use MechJeb for everything, even the things it's not quite as good at. So it's pretty much a hands-off space program. And I'm making that just part of the thing, since MechJeb is sort of kind of cheating a little bit. Yeah, I know it is. I know. And I know some people are going to be chagrined that I'm using it, but it's better to me to do this than to try to fly the thing manually 10 billion times and not get it going. But anyway, I'm really hoping that this stage works well. Yeah. And we're going to get some polar science. Alright, whoa. That went. I don't know what happened there. Go away. Go away. Go away. That went weird. Anyway, I want to get polar science because I know that it's a good region. We need to get to all the biomes. I want to get enough for solar panels, and then we'll do a moon flyby. If we have solar panels, we might actually attempt a landing. We should be able to do a moon landing with what we got. Especially since we don't have to worry about money or fuel right now. We're going to later. I know it makes the game a little easy, but we still need to get science. Still need to get science. The beginning part of the game is always going to be pretty easy when you're doing it this way. When you're only doing science. It's the later part of the game, especially with all the satellites and things we need to set up. But the beginning part of the game is almost always the same for most people, because it's just, you know, get science, do your first 3 flights, get science, get science, get science, then you can start branching off and doing more interesting things. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. May as well get a little bit of science while I'm up here, and I have 3 of these. We're above another biome. And the engine's cutting out, so that means we just need to circularize. Hopefully we have enough fuel for that and the landing. We're just going to recover from the pole. It doesn't make a lot of sense. We've been able to recover from so super far away. But it's better than having to bring fuel for a return flight. See if we can get any more science while we're here. And there's the North Pole. That is pretty. I think we're going to hit the South Pole still, though, because I've never hit the South Pole. Welcome to orbit. Ah, it's so pretty up here. Look at that. Never get tired of this game. Just the visuals, even at this low resolution. Like, I had to turn my resolution down a little bit for everything, just to make sure it runs right. It still looks gorgeous. Don't know how you do it, squad. Keep it up. Okay, now let's pick a landing site. See if we can hit the pole, the South Pole here. Alright, landing guidance. Landing guidance and pick target on map. Let's do south. So 100. Is there south 0 down here? No, it's way over there. I'm not exactly sure what it would be, but somewhere along the path here. Yeah, then let's land at the South Pole. That sounds great. Land at target. Let's make it 5. 7, so that the parachutes can do some of the work. MechJeb has trouble understanding parachutes sometimes. Ready for a retro burn. Still have enough fuel. Still have enough fuel. Please, 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 please have enough fuel. Please, pretty please, pretty please, pretty please. Yeah. Whoop, nope, don't overshoot that much, you stupid thing. Now you're gonna have to correct. Oh, well, as long as we land somewhere on the pole, I don't care. There. Time to just get all the way to the landing. Pretty excited since I've never actually seen the South Pole of Kerbin. North Pole, that's easy. Everybody's been to the North Pole. South Pole gets ignored. Don't know why. Maybe you have to loop around the planet. Oh, let's do a crew report while we're up here. Excellent. Back. We got more than enough food and water. As you can see, it's actually counting up and down with the waste thingies this time. So our mods are working. Always very important. Always very important. Our people can die. I tested it in another save file. If we run out of stuff, our Kerbals will die. So just keep that in mind. I'll land on this weird transition between the sun and the light. It's gonna be like perpetual sunset. I bet it's pretty. I don't have some of the aesthetic mods in, or we might be able to see an Aurora. Perfect deployment. And we're gonna be coasting at under 7 the whole way down, so MechJeb won't feel the need to fire the engines anymore. Look at that repeating texture. It goes on for as long as the eye can see. We've discovered that the South Pole is actually copy-pasted little chunks of square snow. Something that not a lot of people realize. And touchdown. Oh, that's cool looking. That's cool looking. And the sun probably shouldn't move. I'm really curious how the sun moves up here. Let's take a look. Oop, uh-oh. Electrical charge is running out. Don't want to die. Don't want to die. Don't want to die. Electrical charge is depleted. Okay, let's EVA and leave soon. Take data. Okay, let's just come down here. Oh, no, 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 no. No, can you use that? Oh, no. Oh, no, we missed out on our goo data from the surf from down here. Come on. No, dang it. I got nervous. I got nervous and left. All right, take a surface sample. Keep. Stupid electricity. Ugh. Alright, EVA report. Keep. And plant flag. Very important. Just wanted to see how the sun moved. No. Alright, site name South Pole. We tend to forget it's here. Okay, time to recover our astronaut. Don't want him to die of lack of electricity. We got 33 science off of him. Time to recover our vessel. Got 44 science off of our vessel. That should be enough to get solar panels and some things that we need to go to the moon. Yes, we may actually get a moon landing. Hope so. So we need solar panels, need science juniors and other things. What? Not enough science. Oh, you're kidding. I need 0.8 science? Fine. Fine. Ugh, 0.8 science? You're kidding. You are kidding me. Who's ready for some science? There we go. Crew report. Keep. EVA, Jeb. EVA report. Keep. Surface sample. Keep. Get back in your pod, you. Back in there. There we go. Wee break dance. Recover vessel. Alright, now we got 56 science. All together. Now we can get a freaking solar panels. Thank you. There's our solar panels. I want these. I want these. They don't do us anything, but I want those. I also really want some of these. Those would be nice. Some of the next things that I really want. Oh, and those. Definitely want kind of everything here. We've got electrics, which will give us our bigger dishes, which will be nice. We got some ladders. Ladders would be great. Some other landing gear would be nice as well. As well as these things. We haven't gotten any of our interesting parts yet, either. Like, pretty much every mod is not unlocked yet. We can get the training academy at this one, but that's going to do us nothing. No good at all. Alright, time to try for a lunar flyby. Gotta look up how much Delta V I need, because I can't remember. Okay. I'm gonna send one Kerbal. I'm gonna give him a chute. Then we're gonna give him some parachutes. Parachute. Parachutes. Oh, 2 of those, please. That's to get back down. Then we also want an itty bitty fuel tank. And a teeny weeny engine. And then some itty bitty landing gear. Alright, and some more life support supplies. And a bunch of batteries. We ran out of batteries last time, like waiting around on the South Pole for a couple days, so you are bringing a ton of these things. You're basically just going to be a flying pod of batteries. And I want several science mobobs. Oh, right. We got a science junior to bring back. I forgot about that. Now we got a science junior to get some lunar orbital figures. And then 3 of these? Yeah, let's do 3 of these guys. One's for moon flyby. One's for deep space. And one's for something. I don't know, one's a grab bag in case we need something else. Don't want stuff that uses too much electricity. And definitely want some landing gear on you. There, that should be good for the return landing stage. Alright, I need my trusty mech jib, my cheat box. There we go. I want my Delta V. So we can figure out how much we need. Because we got not enough Delta V to get nowhere on this thing. And this should just be for landing. This little pod should just be for landing and some maneuvers related to landing. That should be it. If we have to use this engine for anything besides that, we are in trouble. Okay. So now we need a decent amount of fuel for space maneuvers. That gives us a total Delta V of... Actually, that's not a bad amount of Delta V. It's a pretty decent total Delta V. And I want a couple for our transfer stage. Hopefully these are our these will be the good for a transfer stage here. Come on, I copied you. I didn't click you off. Hey, what in the world? Don't go in there. There we go. This should be stage what? I don't know. We'll see in a minute. I want this to be at least a transfer stage, if not an orbital stage too. Alright, Delta V out of Atmo is 2,000. That should be plenty for orbital. That should be plenty to get us to the moon. Could even help us orbit around the moon depending on what we got left. This could be a deorbit and return stage. Like, not deorbit. This could be, you know, get us out of moon orbit and back to Kerbal stage. Because this is stage, what, 4? Yeah, this is stage 3. Stage 3 gives us over 1,000. We should only need about 800 to get back. So I'm overbuilding this thing a little bit because I don't want to lose... Not Jebediah. Don't want to lose Chad. Go on, Chad. Good, Chad. Now let's send a scientist. Jauntry, you get to go somewhere again. You've been to the poles, now you get to go to the moon. I mean, it's a moon flyby. You're not going to be landing this time. Not going to be landing this time. Now I definitely want a couple of these. How's this? Okay. Delta V is 2,000 for those. Atmo, what is my current surface? Oh, this is my thrust to weight is 2. Not bad. Not bad at all. What if I add a couple of these down here? I want all these firing together. Oh, almost enough to get to orbit. If I use some of that in my transfer state, no. I mean, total right now is enough to get to orbit in Atmo. Our in-Atmo burn on these is half of what I need to get to orbit. So that's not going to work out at all. Let's add a little more fuel. Atmo time. Nearly there. And let's see if we can add one more little thing here. Let's put it on these sides. This is not going to hold together at all, is it? It's just going to explode in one big explodey thing. These guys need to fire off with these. No idea which of these are going to burn out first. Would imagine these will. I want those. Okay, those to be this stage. Stage 6. I don't have a stage 7. 2,000, then stage 5 is 1,000. This should get to orbit. All these fire at once. And these go after that one. Like that. Now the total vessel Delta V is terrible. I might have to just try this and wing it. Hope we can get the moon flyby. I don't want these on at the same time. No. These turn on after these leave. After this one. Yeah. Those turn on at the same time. Okay, that's getting better with our Delta V. Helps if you stage everything right. So all these 3 and these 2 turn on at the same time. Right. Then this one decouples and then that goes. What's this guy? Okay, that's that stage. These 2 leave and transfer to that stage. So then transfer to this stage, transfer to that stage. Okay. That's the rocket. This is our moon flyby. I'm just going to put this on the pad and see if it actually balances or if it breaks. This doesn't count. Ship is so terrible, trying to launch it made the game crash. Let's see if that happens again. I really hope not. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Oh, and it hasn't exploded yet. I fully expect it to. I'm actually going to hold myself to a slightly higher standard on this one. And if our oh no, it's Jebediah. Oh no. I didn't change him out last time I went back. No, 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 no. We're not going to need the landing guidance for a while. Oh no, it's Jeb. It's Jeb. I don't want it to be Jeb. Anyone but Jeb. No, poor Jeb. Oh, if the Sepratron... So, I just forgot to put Sepratrons in the thing. So, if, well, not Sepratron, the rocket thing, you know what I mean. If anything crashes into itself and starts ruining the launch, I'm going to hold myself to a slightly higher standard and actually try to abort and land the thing. I'm going to have to take manual control, but I'm going to try to abort and land the thing. Which, I hope will work. I'm going to see what the big red abort button does. Probably nothing, but maybe it does something. Those go away! Ah! We lost our transfer stage. Well, we still might be able to make it to orbit, and then we'll see how much fuel we have. That was really disappointing. That was the one bit that I didn't want to lose. Because that was our transfer stage. That was important. That was important, dang it. Well, we'll make it to orbit. We'll see what we get. If nothing else, we'll get science from orbit. And then next time we'll know to use the stupid Sepratrons. Ah, that's frustrating. Well, hopefully this thing will make it to orbit with enough fuel to actually do something. Oh no, now MechJeb's confused, and I don't want to take manual control over, because that kind of negates half the point of what I was trying to do with MechJeb. Ugh. Better just work then. Okay. We're probably going to make it into orbit alright with this engine. I just don't know how much fuel we're going to have to get to the moon. We're going to have to see. This thing's not very powerful. We'll do a quick little look-see and figure out what we can do. How much Delta D do we have left? Can we see that? Can I close that window? Thank you. Can I get some vessel info and see how much Delta V we got? No. Oh, there we go. Delta V status. Okay, total Delta V. We're going to need at least 800 left when we get up there. So, maybe not. We're going to need at least 800 Delta V to get to the moon from now. I should have just put the stupid Sepratrons on. Why didn't I do that? Well, not Sepratron. I don't know what they're called. Shut up. It's starting to look like we might not even get to orbit with this thing. I did lose a massive amount of fuel. I mean, we're going to get to orbit. We're definitely not going to have enough to get to the moon. I'll do a quick... I'll make the maneuver node and see how much Delta V it wants us to have. And how much we'd need for a free return. Because if I can do it with a free return, that will cut down stuff a little bit, and we'll just do a quick flyby. I hope it's not going to come to that. How's our life support doing? Good on electricity, good on food, good on water. I wish it had sort of a calculator for how many days you could last. Maybe that's too much to ask. Alright, we didn't run out of fuel. We're going to, but we didn't. Let's see how many meters a second it wants if we try to plan a trip to the moon. So let's go to our maneuver planner. Thank you. Maneuver planner. Home and transfer. Let's create the node. It wants 800, which we can't do. But what if we edit it to get a free return? Because this is not a free return yet. Let's take out a little bit. Get close and have a free return. Not gonna be able to do that. Yeah, that's just an elongated orbit. Oh well, let's do a elongated orbit then. Get into deeper space where we can get some better science. Stop that. Let's just add a maneuver. I want to up a bit so that we get out into deep space and into high orbit and get a maneuver going. take about 400 delta V, and then we should be able to slow ourselves down and get back into slow ourselves down and get ourselves back. Alright, let's execute the next node then. Then once we are done with that, we'll get ourselves back into an orbit with atmosphere. At least we'll get a higher altitude science. I think that should get us high enough for a high Kerbal orbit. How high is that going to be? That's going to be... Ooh, what's all this stuff? Cool, map things. Map things, it's going to be almost 1,000... It's going to be almost 10... No, that's almost 100 kilometers. So that should do okay. Dang it, I didn't mean to click on the food. There. This thing doesn't auto-stage. That should be more than enough. If we start losing too much fuel, we'll come back. And first, let's get a... Observe the goo. It doesn't give me much, because we've already observed the goo down here in orbit. There! We're going to get into a much higher orbit. When we're at our higher orbit, we will burn retro a little bit until this is inside the, well inside the atmosphere. Yeah, well inside the atmosphere. Let's execute next node. Good. That only takes 60. We have overall 200. That'll be fine. Then we'll just land somewhere and let the parachutes and things deploy. So, getting higher above Kerbal. 9, that's as high as we can get. Let's see if it gets us any other stuff. Come on, warp down. Observe. Observe the goo, yeah. Well, in space, high over Kerbal. Observe the materials bay. That gets us 30 science on recovery, nice. Let's get a crew report from up here. Another 6 science. Now let's, EVA. EVA report. Excellent. Get back in. Good on you. Good on you. Let's drop the gear. Drop the gear just in case something goes wrong. Should have more than enough. Then when we get close, we shall just, when we get back to the atmosphere, we'll just engage the land somewhere thing. And that will let MechJib take care of that. Let's fast forward to Periaps. Whee! Oh, we're going to be landing in the dark. I hate that. So those are our solar panels. We've had more than enough food, though. We could have made it to the moon if our ship hadn't broken. Oh well, we might unlock some better stuff. At least we got into high orbit. Well, not orbit exactly. At least we got into space high over Kerbal. Which is more or less where I want it to be. More or less. Not exactly, but more or less. And we should get a decent amount of science from this. We got at least 30 science from one of those things. 10 from another of the things. So, that'll be good. I hope. I really do hope. Well, let's just get down. Okay, just land somewhere. Engage parachutes. Be ready to engage engines and things. And we'll see where we wind up. We might be on water. We might be on water. It's really hard to tell. I kind of hope we're not. I at least see some mountains over there. I'd really like to get lights soon. What is that green looking junk? Is that land or water? Be you land or be you water? I have no frame of reference here. I can't tell what this is. It seems to turn into mountains later on, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Are we going to splash down or are we going to land? Splash down or land? Splash down or land? Taking all bets. Whew, land. Land, sweet land. Good job, everyone. Good job. Welcome back home. Let's observe some mystery goo to celebrate. Kerbal Highlands. Where did we wind up landing, anyway? Down here. Space Center's over there. Oh, we're on the other continent. Let's warp around so we can see where we are. And daylight. We're over here in the mountains somewhere. Off out in the mountains. Lovely. Lovely, lovely view. You should EVA. You should take data. Should sit in the thing. You should give me a crew report. Good. You should get back out. Now you should drop down. Bonk. Good job. And you should take a surface sample. And you should give me an EVA report. And then we'll recover you. And then we'll recover the ship. No point in planting a flag. Who would need to plant a flag in the Highlands? Scottish people? Nah. 21 science just from my good friend Jeb, who we shouldn't be using on that kind of thing. I was so nervous. I thought he was going to die. Grab our unsuccessful flyby. Gives us 92 science to play with. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to stop doing that now. I find it horribly annoying. I really want struts, so we're going to get this. We still can dip forward one more. So, bigger fuel tanks and radial mounted engines, or control surfaces and a unmanned satellite thingy. But we're not going to be able to use that quite yet, so let's go with bigger fuel tanks. Nothing that we get in here is completely necessary for a moon mission, so we'll go with bigger fuel tanks. And now that we've got struts and all the other stuff, should be pretty easy to actually land on the moon. This is where things start to get interesting. Look at that. We start getting some large containers, and then we start getting some carbonite powered things. I don't think we yet get carbonite drills, but we start getting carbonite tanks. This might be where we start getting carbonite drills. Handy for moving things. Carbonite sample kit, analyzing soil samples. Alright, figure out how that works. There's a mini drill. Yeah, so we might be able to mine carbanium and carbonite. Yeah, so this is where things are going to start getting interesting. It's the next science tier. Look at all the things, all the awesome things. And we get some attachment system stuff. Oh, looking ahead, things are going to get fun. They also get some mobile repair shops. This is where we start getting some of our colony things. Colony control. Oh yeah. Integrated base. We're going to start making a space station once we get up to here. But it's going to be a little while because that's 90 and 90 and 90. So we still need another 45, and then we can use a lot of 90s to get some more plane parts and all those things. Yeah. Inline turbojet, curvodyne thingies. Let's look at all this stuff. This stuff's gonna be fun. Fun to play with, and then we'll just get flight control next. But we can't afford it yet. Anyway, we are going to do one more mission today. We're going to the moon. Well, I really thought that I'd be able to fit more into one episode, but it's already been 40 minutes, so... two-parter! Welcome to the first two-parter. I don't really know how to transition into this well, because I usually do transitions in episode instead of after the episode's done editing. But look forward to the moon mission, and maybe more, in the next episode, coming to a computer near you very, very soon. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like. If you really enjoyed and would like to be caught up on the new episode, the two-parter episode, the exciting trip to the moon, you can subscribe and be notified when it comes out. I'm Gepwin. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.